So let's talk about Unaccompanied Minors, which is celebrating its 15th anniversary today. Ho, 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 ho! This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Ho, ho, ho! So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2006 Christmas comedy Unaccompanied Minors, also known as Grounded in the UK and the Republic of Ireland. Released by Warner Brothers, directed by Paul Feig. This, of course, would be his second film after the film I Am David with Jim Caviezel. And of course, this is the guy who would later go on to direct several movies, most notably 4 of those with Melissa McCarthy. And of course, those films were Bridesmaids, The Heat, Spy, and Ghostbusters. Anyway, the film stars Louis Black, Wilmer Valderrama, Tyler James Williams, Dyllan Christopher, Brett Kelly, Mantegna, and Quinn Shephard. It's based on a true story by Susan Burton, first told on the public radio show This American Life, under the title, In the Event of an Emergency, Put Your Sister in an Upright Position, 5 years before this. Anyway, the film was released on this day, December 8th, 2006. Now, it did get mixed reviews and what have you, and did alright, but not too great. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give this story to you, but I think some of y'all have seen this. But if not, I'm giving it to you anyway. Spencer Davenport and his sister Catherine must fly from California to Pennsylvania on Christmas Eve to spend the holidays with their dad. During their layover at the Midwestern Hoover International Airport, a massive blizzard grounds all planes and cancels all flights. And the siblings are sent to the anarchic, that's Unaccompanied Minors room, where they meet Christmas-spirited smarty pants Charlie Goldfinch, surly tomboy Don Malone, arrogant rich girl Grace Conrad, and mysterious Beef Wellington. Now that's a memorable name. Charlie, Spencer, Beef, Grace, and Donna sneak out and proceed to enjoy themselves around the airport when they are caught by the airport security guards. I'm sorry, I got carried away. Airport security guards. I messed up. My bad. And return to the room, they find that the other miners, Catherine included, have been sent to a lodge down the road, and that the grouchy head of passenger relations, Oliver Porter, whose trip to Hawaii is among the canceled flights, intends for the kids to spend Christmas Eve in the room, knowing that it will break Catherine's faith in Santa Claus if she does not receive a present by the next morning. Spencer asks the others to help him get a present for his sister in return for a plan to escape. With Spencer's plan, the miners give Zach Van Bork, the friendly clerk, watching them, the slip. But when Mr. Porter grows desperate to get the kids back, he sends all the airport guards to find them. After Donna and Grace get into a fight, Spencer decides that they're going to have to put their differences aside and work together, and Beef leaves to go and get a Christmas tree. Along the way, he reflects on how his stepfather Ernie hoped to make him stronger by saying men are made, not born. Meanwhile, Spencer and Catherine's father tries to drive to the airport in his biodiesel-fueled car, but eventually breaks down at a gas station. However, the owner lets him borrow a Hummer. The miners head to a thinly secured exit in the back of the airport, laying a dog loose to distract the guards. While they hide from Mr. Porter in the baggage claim, Charlie, who is hiding in a suitcase, gets placed on a conveyor transport, and Donna goes after him, putting herself on a wild ride. Spencer and Grace follow them to the unclaimed baggage warehouse, where they find many wonderful presents, including a set of walkie-talkies and a doll for Catherine. However, they are seen dancing to Lee Morgan's performance of the Sidewinder on security cameras. and Mr. Porter and the guards chase the miners through the warehouse. Using a canoe, the miners take Zack captive and fled to the lodge while pursued by the guards, and manage to elude Mr. Porter long enough to find Catherine asleep in the lobby and place the doll in her arms. While running around the lodge, Grace has to remove her contact lenses and put on glasses, which made her look like a dork in the past, but not to Spencer. With their mission completed, the miners go back to the airport with Mr. Porter quietly. They are placed under surveillance in separate rooms. The miners then confess their true feelings on why they act the way they do. An emotional Grace admits that even though her parents are still together, they emancipated her as she just returned from boarding school and spends most of her time at airports. Spencer, feeling bad, devises a plan to escape. Now to the ending. You know procedure. 5 seconds to stop. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen this, continue on. Sorry, I had to get ahead of the time. Okay, you've been warned. Using the walkie-talkies, the miners tamper with the security cameras and escape through the air ducts. They find the Christmas decorations Mr. Porter confiscated, and Beef returns with a huge Christmas tree that he traded his priced Aquaman action figure for. With Zack's help, the miners decorate the airport and take items from the unclaimed baggage warehouse to use as presents for the rest of the stranded passengers. Mr. Porter finds Spencer to admit defeat and reveals that he's unhappy because he never really gets to spend time with his family during Christmas as well as his wife divorcing him 5 years ago. Yep, Spencer inspires some holiday spirit in the man with some friendly words and the gift of a snow globe. On Christmas morning, Mr. Porter dresses up as Santa Claus to hand out presents to the passengers. And Spencer reunites with Catherine. Their father arrives to pick them up. And Beef tells a girl about his trick to find the Christmas tree. Charlie and Donna exchange phone numbers and share a kiss. Oh, wow. And Grace accepts Spencer's invitation to spend Christmas with him and his family in the end. End of story. So what did I think of Unaccompanied Minors? Well, I will say this is kind of an underrated movie and what have you in my book. I've seen it a few times and what have you, mostly on TV, but I think this is the first time I've actually watched it unedited and what have you through Netflix. I will say that the film's good in some ways. The film got mixed reviews though, but it went on to make 21 million worldwide against a production budget of 25 million, which was reasonable. But anyway, the film kind of was a bit of a disappointment as it only opened in 7th place and went to 10th in its second weekend, was dropped from the top 10 after only 2 weeks. Yeah. And according to Rotten Tomatoes, they say that while featuring incredible performances by its mostly young cast, is simply a rehash of other funnier movies. Well, yeah, you're right. They're right in ways. It is kind of like it. But even so, I don't think that's completely bad, completely, you know. Still, I must say, it was really good in ways. The score by Michael Andrews wasn't too bad, but I really liked that it was based on a true story. I didn't even know that myself. And Paul Feig did a pretty good job in directing this. But I gotta give credit to its cast and what have you, though. Yep. Now, as for our cast, we have Dyllan Christopher playing Spencer Davenport. Playing Oliver Porter is funny guy Louis Black. Playing Grace is Gia Mantegna, who would later go on to appear on various TV programs and movies, most notably the now defunct ABC comedy The Mill. And yes, she is kin to a starring Joe Mantegna, that's his daughter. Playing Charlie Goldfinch is Tyler James Williams, who recently got his start on TV's Everybody Hates Chris as he played the young Chris Rock. That show started the previous year. Playing Donna is Quinn Shephard. She also went on to do some stuff. Let's see. Not too much that I know of, unfortunately, but she's been on several shows and in several movies, but again, most of them I'm not too familiar with. Zach Van Bork is played by Wilmer Valderrama, who most of you know him best as Fez from that 70s show. Let's see, playing Beef is Brett Kelly, who most of you saw him play Thurman Merman in Bad Santa, which unfortunately didn't get on my schedule. But don't worry, maybe another time perhaps. He would return as that character in the sequel, which I haven't seen. He's also appeared in Like Mike 2, Street Ball, The Sandlot 2, and Trick or Treat as well. We have Dominique Saldana as Catherine. It's Saldana, not Zaldana, because don't want to get that confused with a certain other person, because it's... Well, you get the point, I hope. Let's see, we have Paget Brewster as Valerie Davenport, and Rob Corddry as Sam Davenport, of course. That's Spencer and Catherine's parent. Yep. Plus, we have lots of other special appearances, including Mario Lopez, David Kochner, BJ Novak, and Mindy Kaling. Oh yeah, and Kristen Wiig, who would also appear in some of those movies I mentioned that Paul Feig did, like Bridesmaids and Ghostbusters. Terry Garr even appears in this, but however, unfortunately, she was uncredited though. But you'll probably know her when you see her. But anyway, the cast is mostly the good part about this. But it still provided a lot of humor. I understand that critics were saying this was a rehashing of several funny flicks and what have you. But hey, I'm an understanding person, and you guys know that. And again, the score's not too bad, but still we provided a good soundtrack though. But the story wasn't too bad either. So, in the end, would I recommend Unaccompanied Minors? Well, I'd say give it a one-time watch, just to be on the safe side. I think your kids will get a lot of good laughs from it. If you're into some of those, fun-filled flicks that has crazy stuff in my like maybe Home Alone or The Santa Claus or just about any other type of holiday flick the whole family can enjoy with crazy stuff, then this one might be right up your alley. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on Unaccompanied Minors in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of the original Charlotte's Web, the animated movie that is. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out my reviews for these other fun-filled holiday flicks that the family can get a good laugh out of. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the underrated 1991 family comedy, well, bit of a rom-com in ways, All I Want for Christmas. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review of The Santa Claus from 1994, one of the movies I mentioned. Or if you want something else from the director of this, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of Ghostbusters from 2016, which I know a lot of people weren't too thrilled with. Some, well, I think you'll know what I mean if you ever watched it. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.